You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 133. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
I'm Jeff Arnott, Superman of two worlds. So I got you beat.
Yes, you do. Comic Reflections is brought to you by Rhymes with Geek. You can find this show, plus many other cool podcasts like the all-new Anti-Fanboy, Featured Comics, and Super Podcasto Magnifico at rhymeswithgeek.com. And if you enjoy this show, please subscribe to us on either iTunes or Stitcher.
And send money. No, we do this totally for free.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
In case you were wondering.
Yeah, big podcast stars.
Yeah.
Even if we were podcast stars, we'd probably be paid in like iTunes gift cards.
Right. Or old comics, which would be the best. So
Yeah. That's how I pay you for this show.
That's right. I get to keep some of the comics which I want to keep.
Yeah. A thing that happened in the week since we recorded. I've kind of got another partnership going with another website.
Mm-hmm.
It's called BackIssueHeroes.com. Mm-hmm. And the guy that runs it also lives in Portland. Neat guy.
Wow.
And the site is all classic comics oriented. So it's all the articles and things are about old stuff, the stuff we care about.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a couple of podcasts on there, ours being another one. He's just cherry picking episodes of ours that he wants to use, which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
honored.
hey, put them, use them. So yeah, it's a neat website. I encourage anyone who listens to enjoy this show to check out BackIssueHeroes.com.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have a special edition.
Oh.
A very special episode.
Yes. Yes. Today we're going to talk about Superman Annual number 5. It's an 80-page giant from 1962.
The year I was born.
Man, and this is the height of Silver Age awesome sauce for Superman. The lead feature is called Superman's Other Life, and it's reprinted from Superman number 132. It was written by Otto Binder, penciled by Wayne Boring, and inked by Stan Kaye.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
Man, it's great. All right, we started off the same way we started off with the Superman by Alan Moore, by Batman coming to bring a gift to Superman on his birthday.
Oh yeah, the previous last week, the previous later Superman Annual that we read, and I really feel like that may be a clever homage to these kinds of stories.
Indeed. Okay.
Yeah. So
Batman brings a gift of these old photographs that Superman took of Krypton because he went far into space and took a super camera and took pictures of Krypton before it blew up because light takes time to travel.
Yeah. I mean, there's also been time travel stories where he did get to visit Krypton.
Yeah, this is what this happened here.
But yeah.
And so Superman has a super univac. Probably my microwave has more computing power than the super univac of those days.
But right, but I remember reading like old comics or seeing cartoons where you just plug in like photos or random data into the Bat computer and then it comes up with an answer, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It's so outdated, but it was so like, oh wow, at the time.
Yeah. And you still can't do, although you can put in a picture and your computer will find it.
Yeah.
And you take a picture on your cell phone, they can find something similar to that. But,
yeah.
But you can't answer a question like that on the
right.
phone. You have to type it in or whatever. But.
Yeah. I remember that episode or that issue of Spider-Man we read where everyone fed everything they knew about Spider-Man to the living brain. Mm-hmm. And then the living brain computed whose Spider-Man's secret identity was. And then Peter got the slip of paper that had it to decipher it. And then conveniently lost it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So Batman and Robin are visiting Superman at the Fortress of Solitude.
They're the only ones who know his secret identity. And I wonder when Wonder Woman knows. When did that happen?
Later, I imagine. Some of these things are like, they vaguely find out later. I think I didn't make a note of when this story was from. It's probably from the 50s, but I think it's the Justice League members, at least the original 7, know each other's secret IDs.
Mm-hmm.
So that would include Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And I guess, like in the previous episode with that Alan Moore Superman story, any Robin is trustworthy enough to know who Superman is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Although I wonder. All right. So okay. So let's see what happens if on Krypton, this is Batman saying, if the Krypton are not exploded.
Yeah, and then so we are through this view screen getting to see a what if kind of scenario that Batman, Robin, and Superman are watching.
Mm-hmm. And I had never noticed the spaceship where young Kal-El is sent off in space is red, white, and blue. That's actually kind of a pleasing rocket. So
yeah.
All right, the next panel. Attention, history will now change. That is great.
Yeah, so Krypton survives.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wait a sec. Both of these last 2 annuals that we've read were set on the premise of Krypton surviving. It can't be a coincidence that Alan Moore was inspired by this story then.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and it's kind of and it's kind of dark too.
Yeah.
And both of them. The Alan Moore is darker.
Yeah.
But this one's kind of dark too, and that's
Yeah.
one thing that Superman does do is deal with the death of parents, which is a universal thing. If you live long enough, your parents will die.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, it's tragic, a major bummer, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And I don't know, it's one of the big themes.
Yeah.
And of course, Batman, he's an orphan.
Yeah. It's really interesting to as we go through this to draw the parallels between Superman's other life and the man for the man who has everything.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so Jor-El says, "Hey, it's not going to blow up, and what's going on?" So he goes around, he finds, this nuclear scientist, Professor Zenda, and he has fixed the problem.
Oh, good.
So he comes back and says, "Oh no, we sent our kid up in outer space." So he flies off into the rocket and rams the ship to go back into Krypton. I mean, there's no...
He didn't have any guidance system where he could remote control it from his lab.
Yeah, it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
But, oh well. Okay. Well, they don't know.
And it's so funny because, Jor-El's rocket was Krypton's first interstellar travel. The one that Kal-El was in. But in this story, because Krypton survived, then they expand and do explore space.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I love the Kryptonese outfits.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so it's okay, we have Super Baby, and he causes trouble. They have this brand new community kitchen where you just push buttons. And Kal-El just pushes a bunch of buttons because he wants dessert. And there's a huge pile of desserts, which is something a kid would do, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And then he builds a robot, which is kind of cool.
Kal-El does, and it's a pretty neat robot.
Yeah. And the robot bops him in the eye because Krypto is kind of stupid, and he's clumsy. He's always causing trouble in this one.
Well, how many times have you ever had a dog knock something over or mess something up just walking around?
On Krypton, he's a regular dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he turns the robot's power onto high, and then whammo.
Yeah.
So they go to school, and they get go to some new cool things, and Krypton is like microbe ray that wipes out viruses and telepathy helmets.
Yeah. So this is kind of showing Kal-El growing up in school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they have their Boy Scouts who look very similar to our Boy Scouts on Earth.
Yeah.
And he saves these people on Earth. It's one of the merit badges. You can save somebody. So help somebody on another planet, and he picks Earth for some reason, and he says Mom, Pa, Kent.
From a car accident. What an
Mhm.
odd coincidence. And they adopt a little girl
Mm-hmm.
instead, which is nice.
Yeah. Kal-El gets a younger brother, and they go to the zoo, which is I always love the zoo on Krypton.
Yeah.
We have the living well, the singing flower, and the metal eater.
Yeah, the Metal Eater's cage is made of glass.
Mhm.
Glass bars.
Yeah, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's going to be a Krypton space program, and there's a skill machine that tells you what you can do for a career, and this is immutable. You cannot. If it tells you gotta sweep the streets, you gotta sweep the streets.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
It's a very totalitarian notion.
Yeah, but it's supposedly for your own good, and that's a problem. I hate things for your own good because it's,
Yeah.
it's, yeah. So they find out that, oh, you're going to be a dispatcher on the, oh, they do, oh, you'll be on the space patrol, and Kal-El says, oh, I knew I was going to be on the space patrol, and then, oh no, space patrol dispatcher, which is,
So of course he's crestfallen.
mm-hmm.
I love that word.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Okay, so the teacher is, he's teaching him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some kind of scientific experiment going on, just like the teachers in my high school.
Yeah.
So, oh, a superstatic ray, which will increase the size of animals. But it doesn't. It changes them to something else. And then changes one to a flying animal, then changes it, a rabbit to glass. And then here comes Krypton. Crypto, excuse me. You know, because all labs allow pets and stuff.
Right. So Crypto goofs something up in this guy's equipment, and he falls in front of the ray, and it gives him superpowers.
The teacher.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And Crypto.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. So Clark is going into a masquerade ball, which I have never gone to a masquerade ball, I don't think.
No, I mean costume party, but not like we unmask at midnight kind of thing.
Which is kind of cool. So
Yeah.
I don't know, how would you, well, it'd be interesting to do that so you see how well the superhero disguises work. Because most of the superhero disguises is just an eye patch, or an eye, something over your eyes.
Right.
So, So, Kal-El dresses like Clark.
Yeah, he wears an Earth costume with glasses, so he looks like how we see Clark Kent, which is odd.
Yeah.
So
they go there, and they go into this floating space party place.
Yeah.
And the Sky Palace, and it starts to fall. It's, oh no, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
But this guy, the teacher, dressed up like a super being, and he figures out, oh, I got superpowers, so he goes out and saves. So he calls himself Futuro.
Yeah, Futuro is great.
Yeah. Yay! So Futuro becomes a superhero, and it's like Superman.
Yeah.
And he looks exactly like Superman, except he's got blonde hair.
Yeah.
But
he wears a mask. He wears a domino mask, which is classic, like a Lone Ranger mask.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of what it was called. So, interesting. Okay, so, all right, Futuro continues on, and and we find out Crypto has superpowers. Clark, excuse me, Kal-El figures out Futuro is actually his professor.
Yeah.
Zandu.
Yeah.
Or a teacher.
Teacher, professor.
Okay, now here's something wild. They're worried about being attacked, the planet Krypton. So they build a fake Krypton, the same size, made out of impenetrable metal. And so someone will attack the other planet. And that's an interesting idea.
Well, the thing is, Krypton is a huge planet. And to build a facsimile of even a small planet would strip bare the resources of your native world.
Well, I guess they can go into other planets and asteroids to get that. I mean,
Oh yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
yeah, because you would build another planet and then you don't have another planet, your own planet, because it's all stripped out.
Yeah.
That's well, and it's just a hollow shell, so
Right.
it's not as much stuff as would take to make a Death Star.
Right. That's interesting. And the thing is, it's a trick that would work like one time, you would think, unless it's
Well, it would work because if somebody attacks, so it's kind of so strong that the enemy will attack it and just wear itself out. Then the Kryptonese Navy can come out and beat the crap out of them. So
That's interesting.
And
I was just thinking, what if somebody just colonized that fake planet?
Ooh,
There'd
be nothing on there. So,
But what if they were a race of
Metal Eater labs?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Or bacteria people? Who knows? So
the mind boggles.
Yeah, that's really an interesting idea.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is. All right. However, they didn't do a check on the news was coming out because they left somebody in there.
Oh, jeez.
And Kal-El notices this, so he tried. He is given a watch like Jimmy Olsen has to call Futuro.
Yeah,
but
I like Futuro.
I do too. And there's nobody else. There. He calls it Space Patrol, which is a goofball name. I mean, it's used too much.
Yeah.
It was cool when it started, but no, not anymore. And they tried to bomb it so they can open up. You would think they'd leave a hatch,
right?
With a lock on it or something, or hidden. So they give up. So then Kal-El calls Futuro, and he's busy
saving somebody else.
Yeah.
So Kal-El steals a rocket and also breaks into the Krypton Zoo and brings the metal-eating beast with him.
Okay. So he steals the metal-eating animal, takes it to
the fake Krypton
fake plant, and
it eats its way in to save the person who's there. But then, of course, Kal-El wasn't looking, and the metal-eating beast ate part of the rocket, so he couldn't get off there.
Yeah.
But Futuro did come and save him, though.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah. Actually, I missed that part, but that's kind of cool. So Futuro saves the day, and they come back and say, well, the Talon Machine said you're a dispatcher, and the Talon Machine's never wrong. And the Futuro says, let me look at this. Aha, there's a problem. There's a loose wire. Which, oh man.
A loose wire could ruin someone's life in this context.
It is kind of cool that they check in the rest of the class as well. It just isn't, because the rest of the class may be wrong as well.
But then again, it's literally how long has it been glitchy, and how many people after Clark or Kal-El got the wrong careers chosen for them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
A lot of science fiction future societies, or what people consider really wonderful, the day the Earth stood still. Mm-hmm. Those guys are like a dictatorship. You'll do what we say, or we'll destroy you. It's sort of
sure.
And they're supposed to be the good guys, and I don't consider that good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's okay. We end with them playing this Krypton super. Oh God.
It's a weird instrument.
Yeah, giant musical instrument.
That Futuro can play, but he made. It's weird. But I love this story. It's in 3 chapters in this book. So how does the chapter 2 end?
Oh, with his parents dying.
Oh, man.
They're getting...
Jor-El and Lara.
Yeah,
and the brother.
Yeah.
Man. So, but part 3...
yeah, so Futuro, that's what happens. Futuro makes that's kind of nice of Futuro, but he makes a Mount Rushmore out of a planetoid, and
that has Jor-El, Lara, and Zan-El.
Zal-El.
Zal-El, excuse me. But then he...
Oh, and Lois Lane comes.
I don't know how is it that she got to Krypton again?
There's a space mission from Earth, and she is a stowaway.
Right.
Crying out loud.
So-
Which is utterly impossible.
Right.
And until space travel gets to be like sending a Mack truck to pick up a load of wood, this cannot be, because space travel is by the ounces. You
Right.
know.
Oh, yeah. But in this story, she stows away, and of course they have problems, so Futuro saves them.
Mhm.
And then she becomes smitten with Futuro, and they fall in love, and he takes her back to Earth and stays there.
Yeah. Batman's kind of amused. Oh, she likes those superhero types. you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But then Futuro finds a way to use his laboratory to give Kal-El superpowers,
Mm-hmm.
and so he becomes Superman after all, but on Krypton.
Yeah. We don't have the final panels.
Yes, we do. The bottom of the page was just a map
Oh, it
of
does say
Krypton.
the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a small section. It's a house ad or something that's
Okay.
cut out. But
Mhm. Yeah.
I wish you wouldn't brought it up, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
But yeah,
Oh, we're missing the first half of the next page.
yeah. But that's okay. We can figure it out.
That's a great story.
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But so the next story we have to talk about is The Man Who Destroyed Krypton. And this is a reprint from Superboy number 67. Bill Finger wrote this. And George Papp did the art. Now, there's a new professor or something at Smallville High who is not what he appears to be.
Yeah. He's actually the man who destroyed Krypton.
What?
Yeah.
I thought Krypton was destroyed by internal pressures from within.
Yeah. Like America.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. He's got. So this is kind of cool. He asked Clark, young Superboy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you
come-
for that clarification.
Yeah. You might have been confused. I
Yeah.
worry about you sometimes.
Oh, thank
So
you.
he asked him to stay after class, and he shoots him with a pistol.
What?
And he said, "I knew you're a Superboy. So look at me. I'm from Krypton too."
And you know because he has a shirt with a big K on it.
Oh man, don't you wish we dressed like this?
Yes. What's his name? Like Klaxar or something like that?
Mhm.
Okay. So, and then he tells Superboy doesn't understand. Clark is like, how could you be from Krypton? How could you have destroyed Krypton? And so Klaxar, I think is what his name is.
It's a backstory. He wants to make weapons of war, but that's forbidden in Krypton. So he is sent to exile. So they
Yeah.
don't have the Phantom Zone yet. And
See, that's weird though, because how far? It's not like they didn't have the Phantom Zone until after Kal-El was born.
they may not have been able to use it, or know how to use it, or knew that it existed.
Okay. I mean, I'll suspend disbelief for this story, but I'm like, no, they used
You
the Phantom
better
Zone a
start-
bunch.
You better start suspending disbelief a long time ago. This is comics.
I know, but
Oh, yeah, but exile. Oh, Charles Manson, you've been bad. We're going to exile you.
well, and also this kind of violates the Kryptonians didn't have interstellar travel, and so they just send this guy away from Krypton.
This place has been in a sealed capsule that was launched into space to drift forever until eternity.
Which
Dang, that's kind of
that's just as bad as the Phantom Zone.
if not worse, because you'll die.
Yeah, you're basically immortal in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. But that stuff never works.
Yeah.
Alright, so he gets mad and he makes this space mine and he throws it out and it blows up Krypton. Yay! So he wants to he wants to be the last Kryptonian, so he's going after Superboy because he saw the spaceship go to Earth.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happens
Mhm.
around that rocket going to Earth.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's the biggest. So he throws out the space mine. It's a little bitty thing, grows in power.
Uh-huh.
So
And size.
Yeah, in size. And Superboy's trying to blow it. He brings a howitzer and smacks it, which is hilarious. It's like,
It is.
oh, he hits it with a big tree. And
It's almost as if like you would see the Atom using a regular sized pistol to shoot something.
Yeah.
You know, like trying to lift it up. But yeah.
Well, that's
So Superboy confronts Klaxar after that.
yeah, and said, "Well, okay, what can I do to save the world?" He says, "Okay, you be my companion." So he says goodbye to his parents and gives Lana Lang a box with his secret identity.
Oh man, because he thinks this is really the end.
Yeah. So he checks up on Klaxar and says, he notices something. I'll tell you later.
Yes, this is one of those classic reveals that we can't know until the last page, but it's great.
Yeah, so they go off together, Klaxar and Kal-El, or Superboy.
Yeah.
And Kal-El tells him, Klaxar tells him, oh man, it's these K names. Okay. So what's going on with this?
He's going to destroy the Earth too, is with the space mine.
Yeah, he didn't destroy Krypton. He was a failure. So his super strength is going away because he went to was exposed to Atron rays, which affect his super strength.
And they make his power fade over time.
Mm-hmm.
So he was wanting to absorb power from Superboy to get that back.
Mm-hmm.
But he needed to be able to kill him or keep him around to do it.
Right.
So Superboy realizes he saw the guy straining to lift something, and that's how he knew the guy's power was fading.
Right.
So he was able to beat him up and like send him away forever, I guess.
So what about Lana, though?
Oh, right.
So she's about to open the box, and Superboy turns on a fan that blows off. He doesn't use a super breath. What's up with that? Does he not know about a super breath yet?
I think a fan makes it a little less assuming.
Yeah. Although,
so it wouldn't seem like Superboy did it.
but it could just do a gentle breeze. I don't know. It's sort
I don't know. You raise a valid point.
Yeah. But then the answer, of course, is it's a comic book.
Right. But it's pretty fun.
I loved it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's loads of fun. So here's another Superboy story to talk about. It's called The Invasion of Krypton. And this is from Superboy number 83, written by Otto Binder, with art by George Papp.
Yeah. All right. Superboy is working on his autobiography.
And he's using he's filling in he has a super memory, but because of his various exposures to kryptonite, there are gaps in the super memory. So he remembers his like babyhood or toddlerhood on Krypton. So he uses this machine he devised to help him remember some stuff. And then he's recording it in his biography.
Yeah.
So
and Ma Kent is typing it up. It's just great. It's fantastic. All right. So Super Baby is my least favorite of the super ages. It's a little bit too so. And Super Baby talks like
Bizarro.
well, he talks like Crypto, and he talks like Super Chimp, or what is this?
Beppo the Super
Beppo. Yeah. They all talk the same. Very well. It talks like a little baby, and I don't know. It's okay. I'm not angry at it. It just my least.
I'm so relieved.
Okay, you should be.
Yeah.
All right. So Crypto and
Baby Kal-El.
Baby Kal-El is messing around. They get hurt and they go into the healing cabinet, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And Jor-El is making some kind of it's an anti-gravity ray. It uses Vaxium, and there's not that much Vaxium, so Jor-El goes to bed, sleeps on the couch, while Super Baby plays with it, for crying out loud.
In the lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, sort of, you gotta. No, he's not a Super Baby now.
Kal-El, but Kal-El is and Crypto, I think, or is it just Kal-El or? Yeah, it's exposed to the anti-gravity ray, so he can fly around.
No, Kal-El is. Excuse me. Crypto is as well.
Okay.
Oh, so he flies around, gets into trouble. He fights off here's a firefly.
And it's a huge insect.
That shoots fire.
Yeah.
Krypton animals have an oddly descriptive names.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of,
Yeah.
if it's called a firefly, that means it shoots fire out of its butt. Actually, in the front here.
Yeah.
It's sort of. I love that.
That would be like Montezuma's Revenge.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay. So he's flying around.
And he sees a flying saucer.
Yay!
So aliens from another world are planning invasion of Krypton, and these guys are the scouts for the invasion.
Yeah, they're kind of goofy, so they're not very scary to me.
They look cool though, like in a dorky kind of way.
Right.
They're blue skinned with these weird helmets and big bug eyes.
Mm-hmm.
They're neat.
So the Ray gave Kal-El. I wanted to call him Super Baby, but he's not Super Baby now. But now he has come half a Super Baby.
Yeah.
So he's got superpowers, and he crushes these things, and he freaks out because these bad guys, these bad aliens, are trying to invade, and they think,
But they don't know anything about the people of Krypton, and so this is a classic ruse of thinking like, oh my gosh, they can all fly and have super strength. A child could thwart us. Our fleet has no chance against these Kryptonians. That's the whole premise here.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
how
Kal-El loses his power. Then Krypto comes and saves the day. So
how did he get the super strength though?
it's the Ray or something like that. What do they talk about? He doesn't have all of his powers.
But he has the flight and super strength, which is weird.
Yeah.
Maybe that was
the
all.
Anti-gravity gave him muscular superpowers.
Oh,
He
okay.
explains. Okay.
Which
And they spend two panels explaining that.
I think it's.
I still don't understand it. Okay, so it was kind of fun.
And it's funny because he's in Smallville remembering this stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, but it's so wild.
Yeah. We got a page talking about the.
Oh, a one-page filler.
Yeah, and it's about Superman around the world. In Italy, he's Nembo Kid, and Mexico is Superman, but it's all in Spanish. So,
Right.
And Brazil, it's in Portuguese, like a Maquinas de Crime.
Yeah.
And Sweden, it's Stålmannen.
Yeah.
And Stahl means steel.
Oh.
Stalin means steel. Man,
Oh. Interesting.
But it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to look at some of those. It's kind of interesting that 42 countries had this Superman comics, and it's such an American comic, but apparently
it's still a big deal.
Yeah.
So, interestingly enough, there are Italy didn't just reprint American stuff and translate it. They actually had original stuff that they produced and was never reprinted over here.
That'd be cool.
With the Nembo Kid, yeah.
I would like to know. I wish I could read that.
Yeah.
Italy. It's kind of like the most innovative culturally country in, I don't know, in the 60s and 70s. We got the spaghetti westerns, which are wonderful.
Sure.
And all those great actresses.
Yeah. Well, and I just think of European cinema is wonderful. But I love how, like in the movies, for example, they have the exploitation genre. This is a hit over in the States. Let's do our own version of this and do lots of things like that and blend some of these ideas, and you get crazy awesome kinds of movies.
Yeah.
So for one example, the spaghetti western are some of the best westerns ever. And then, but movies that are like rip-offs of a hit American horror film end up being like vastly superior or way scarier, or amazing twists on an American science fiction picture, that kind of thing. Low budget but really exciting movies.
Yeah. Warning: stay away from Italian neorealism. I have never been so bored in my life.
Okay, I am not familiar with that movement. So
yeah, it started right after World War II. Some of the stuff is filmed during World War II, and it's a bunch of guys talking, and there's no plot. And I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's talk about our next story.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
This is right up Jeff's alley. Probably from your favorite series in all of comicdom, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. How Jimmy Olsen first met Superman, from Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 36, written by Otto Binder, penciled by Kurt Swan, and inked by Ray Burnley.
Yeah, this is how did Jimmy become his pal? And
Yeah.
actually, it'd be interesting.
I've read this story before.
I have not.
Okay.
But there's a good question. How did he become his pal in real life? Superman needs a pal. Make it Jimmy Olsen. It could have been Perry White.
Yeah.
Or somebody.
Can you imagine Perry White had his own book, Superman's Boss? Perry White. Because there's Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane.
Yeah.
That was another title, too.
Yeah, that'd have been a better name than... No, there was not a Perry White comic book, but there was Private Life of Perry White, or something like that.
We read some backup stories in later Superman stuff from the 70s where Perry White did have stories.
Yeah, and they're kind of lame. I would like to... And I bet in the Silver Age been like cool. I think I have read some Silver Age Perry White stories, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I think Superman shows up accidentally or something, or I don't know. But it's why Jimmy Olsen?
And
I don't know.
What I always wonder is Jimmy gets the signal watch to call Superman if there's trouble, but Lois doesn't have a signal watch.
Yeah, it means something when a guy gives a girl jewelry, and a watch is jewelry.
Oh, that's why he hasn't. Oh, okay. Because you would think Lois would have it too.
Yeah, but I think that might be the reason Superman doesn't give it to her, or the excuse.
Because she'd just be sewing him all the time.
Yeah. Oh, look, ketchup bottle needs to be open. Zing, zing, zing. I'm not saying that she couldn't open the ketchup bottle, but she'd do that just to
have Superman around.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jimmy Olsen is it's so weird, and he's so square.
Mm-hmm.
But
I need to get a green checked jacket like that and a bow tie, and I'll be Jimmy Olsen and some hair. Okay. All right.
We'll get you a really bad rug that's red.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Olsen, the later years.
Right. Yeah, but it is interesting, and I guess this story makes sense.
Kind of.
No, it doesn't. It's a Jimmy Olsen story. It is always the craziest thing ever.
So
Jimmy Olsen Jimmy Olsen's shooting an arrow with his friends, and Superman comes. Hey, Jimmy,
I have a present for you. Come with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jimmy starts thinking back of while he's flying with Superman, thinking back of how he and Superman became pals.
Yeah. He studied everything he could find out about Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was looking in the paper. Hey, you want to go back in time or go forward? So come here and get a job. So
that's the craziest newspaper ad anywhere. It needs somebody to for a time travel experiment.
Yeah, to make trial flight of new ship. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't really say anything awesome, but that's what it's for. It's time travel. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, and he doesn't get paid first, which is should have got his money up front.
Yeah.
So the professor is this guy.
He's just some guy. He's just some
scientist.
So.
He warns him. When it comes off, it might be a different planet called Space Moves. So okay.
Which is weird, but it's important to this story,
right?
Because nothing would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Man, I love so Jimmy finds himself in Krypton.
Uh-huh.
And the Kryptonese cop is so cool. That is so awesome. And he sees Jor-El, and he recognizes him. Oh, and look at this cop too. I think that's a cop.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think.
But the robot cop is awesome.
Okay.
So Superman finds
Jimmy.
I am sorry. I get mixed up. I'm kind of stupid, but there is a Earth film being filmed about gangsters. So Jimmy gets in the line, so he looks like all the other actors.
Mm-hmm. And then he gets some Kryptonian clothes, which is
Right.
good, so he can pass. So Jor-El and Lara are in hiding because Jor-El's been kicked off the Science Council. He's a fugitive
Yeah,
because they don't believe that Krypton is doomed.
right. Oh boy, will they get it, huh?
Yeah.
You can get free anti-grav flying belts. Man,
That's cool.
yeah,
Remember when the Legion started out, they didn't have the flight rings, they had the anti-gravity belts?
yes, I do.
Yeah. And then once they had the flight rings, they gave the anti-grav belts to the substitute Legion.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Here you can have our old crap.
Yeah. So Jimmy finds him, and
Yeah.
he's Jimmy Olsen.
Which is weird because why wouldn't it just be Jim Me?
yeah, why not? Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh, he had to think about it on the spur of the
all on
moment.
the fly, yeah.
So he's going to look after Kal-El. And
While
takes him-
Jor-El and Lara are working on something
Yeah, they go
else.
to the aquarium. There's a butterfly fish that radiates coldness and temporarily freezes itself in a block of hard ice when its enemies attack.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, here's Kal-El getting a bunch of food again, and that ticks off Jimmy and he spanks him. That's interesting. I back then, babysitters could spank kids going wrong, and
It definitely speaks to the time. But yeah, you don't spank somebody else's kid.
yeah. No, now you don't, but then you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
All right, so Kal-El is put in a spacesuit. They're going to send him off, and the bad guys are looking for him. So, and then Kal-El goes off where he's not supposed to be. So they got to catch him. So Crypto has a flying belt too. Man, where's my flying belt?
Yeah.
So, so he saves. All right. So, Crypto saves and Jimmy saves Kal-El. The ship goes off, from Krypton. Jimmy Olsen gets in his time machine bubble, and they go back.
Yeah.
And
then he doesn't really remember anything.
right.
But Superman does because of his super memory.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
he's
But when he gets back, the scientist, he tells the scientist, I can't remember anything. Oh, my time ship's a failure. I can't sell the patent, and I can't pay you, Olsen. Sorry. Boo.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, Superman finds Jimmy Olsen, gives him the watch, and,
says, "Hey, you're gonna be my pal now,"
yeah,
which is kind of creepy.
right. Although it wasn't...
Yeah.
there's so much cultural baggage now that this is... It makes... it was fine then, but not now.
Right.
And
It's
sad.
just so weird and crazy though. But
Mhm.
here's the thing about Jimmy going there and then not remembering. Wouldn't that? I know it would suck to not remember, but I'm just trying to think like if you could have an adventure like that, and even if you get to travel in time, but you're not gonna get to they know up front you're not gonna remember
Mhm.
you going to there doing it. Would you still volunteer to do it?
Well,
Like,
you'd have to
just
give me a reason, like lots of money, because what's the point if you don't remember it?
Well, but you do know you did travel in time.
Yeah, but what's the point? You can't remember if a tree's fall in the forest, does it make a noise? It's got to have something,
Right.
I
I get
don't
it.
know.
I'm just wondering.
I mean, if I go back and I save Abe Lincoln or something like that, or that's something. But I would want to.
But you couldn't go back and save Abe Lincoln because if you did, if
Lex Luthor would stop me.
maybe,
Yeah.
but you couldn't save Abe Lincoln because if you did, the time stream would correct itself because by the time it got to the present, the time that you left, there would be no reason for you to go back in time to save Abe Lincoln because he would have lived.
Then I wouldn't remember what happened, so everything's good. So
But see, he couldn't be saved from death.
Yeah, you could. Yes. I dispute that. So I'm not going to go into why. I just don't think it's because we don't know anything about time travel. I would go back in time if I could invest in Apple and Microsoft, sort of 1980 and or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Super Monkey.
Yes, the Super Monkey from Krypton, from Superman number 76, written by Otto Binder with art by George Papp.
Yeah, yeah, not a big Super Monkey or a Super Baby, but...
And here they are together at last.
Yeah.
You know, Beppo the Super Monkey would go on to join the Legion of Super Pets with Crypto and Comet the Super Horse and Streaky the Super Cat and Prody.
So, the Super Monkey was on
another experiment of Jor-El's in another test rocket.
No, it was a stowaway in Kal-El's rocket.
Oh, that's right.
Man, these things are complicated.
Oh, man.
Well, no wonder the 50s were so messed up. So here comes... Alright, so the Super Monkey goes to Africa and throws an elephant and beats up this gorilla. But Super Monkey covers his fist with the leaves so it doesn't punch the gorilla too hard.
Like a boxing glove?
Yeah,
how thoughtful.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It is weird.
So he finds Kal-El, and Kal-El's flying around. So the monkey flies around. So hey, I can fly around too. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So
Baby Clark or Baby Kal-El is in Smallville in a wading pool in the backyard. Ma Kent's there.
Yeah. Baby Super Monkey's wearing his outfit, and he goes into the bathtub with Pa Kent, and he rushes out and splashes water all over the place.
Pa Kent, seeing that the monkey is seeing the clothes that are Clark's, but thinking it's Clark, he goes to scold Clark for interrupting the bath.
And other things like there's a monkey organ grinder. I had never seen an organ grinder
in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either. I mean, you see it a lot in like movies or comics or things, but I've never seen one in real life.
Yeah. So he takes the Super Monkey takes Ma Kent's sewing machine money and gives it all to the monkey with the organ grinder. So, all right. So Kal-El get blamed for all this, and he starts crying. So they start fighting and
yeah,
and it's kind of cool.
I love this one panel of Super Baby and Beppo just chillaxing on the lawn.
Yeah, that make a great painting.
Yeah. They're just like arms stretched, arms behind their head, cradling them, and just sprawled out. It's pretty hilarious.
So, all right. So, Pa Kent gets fireworks for 4th of July, and he walks away from it, and I don't have a match for my cigar. And, me do it, Dad. So, Kal-El lights a cigar, and then the Super Monkey sees him lighting the cigar and lights the fireworks.
Right.
And so then Pa Kent says, "Hey, I see a Super Monkey dressed up like you, Super Baby."
Yeah. And so with the fireworks scare Beppo, and he goes off into space.
Yeah. And it gets chased by a comet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the end of that.
Yeah. Oh, pretty dang awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my least favorite story of it, but it's still kind of cool. So.
Yeah. So the next story, I love these big annuals, the 80-page giants.
Man.
But the next story is called The Sleeping Beauty from Krypton. And it is a reprint from Superman number 128, written by Bill Finger, with art by Kurt Schaffenberger.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Schaffenberger drawn stories are always the silliest ones.
That's a silly one.
Yeah.
It's okay. I like it fine. The big robot, it's a kryptonite robot that Superman
Let's
uses a gong and it destroys itself with the sound waves.
let's back up a little bit, but
Oh, they're having a TV show.
bid the
game
price,
show.
but it's the price is right.
Hmm.
And prizes you can win are like things from Superman's like amazing feats. And so Superman uses sound waves from this giant gong or cymbal to shatter a kryptonite robot that he couldn't just go smash with a super strength.
Hmm.
And people are bidding on that
Yeah. So
or guessing the value.
yeah. So that's worth $35,000, which is probably $5 million now for the big gong.
Sure.
So Lois wins, and so she wins all these props from the Superman movie. So she dresses herself up and puts a blonde wig on.
Mm-hmm.
It looks fetching.
Mm-hmm.
Better than
And of course, the
movie.
movie hasn't come out yet,
Yeah.
and that's important.
And Superman's too busy to find out about it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
So she hatches a plan.
yeah, and she comes out in Superman in kryptonite outfit, which is fetching too. So she
Kryptonite. It's not made of kryptonite. Kryptonian.
Kryptonian. Okay, whatever. So she makes up this stupid story, and
Mhm.
that Jor-El told her father about the planet blowing up, so he makes a rocket,
Uh-huh.
and he shows she shows Superman the rocket, and shows some video, some slides. It's a slide machine.
Yeah. Of like scenes from Krypton, but they're just stills from the movie.
Yeah.
But it's enough to trick Superman, maybe.
Mhm. Yeah, but she doesn't have superpower because she passed through kryptonite dust, and she was
She's saying my powers will come back.
but the problem was that she was knocked out during that time. So how does she know?
Mhm.
But Clark tells her that he's Clark. Superman tells him
her.
she's Clark Kent. He's Clark Kent. I am sorry. All right.
Man.
Did you notice that what she has on her chest is the civil defense symbol?
I didn't notice that that's what it was, but yeah.
So then Superman is flying away, and he just realized it's Lois,
Mhm.
and he's all concerned.
Yeah.
So here is where it gets really silly.
Okay.
So Superman comes up to Lois and says, "Oh, I met this girl, and she's great. I love her. I'm going to propose to her right now." And Lois is kind of ticked off.
Because she's like, wait a second, it's me. I'm the girl from Krypton.
Yeah, he actually prefers that blonde hussy from Krypton to me.
But it's her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's weird.
And then she says, "Oh. Alright.
Okay.
So Lois knows that Clark Kent is really Superman, and she puts on the wig and says, "Aha, I fooled you." And
But then
here
Clark
comes-
shows up.
I know.
What?
So Lois ain't stupid. You're a robot. So she gets an X-ray of Clark, and Clark has
Human bones.
Yeah. So it's just, I bet their robot stuff is stuck in the bones. So she goes to a super magnet, and it does. I like
She
crackle,
has the
crackle.
Superman go in front of the super magnet
Yeah.
and doesn't have an effect. So she realizes, oh wait, they're both the genuine article. What's going on?
Right.
So she was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and after she leaves and is humiliated, we realize that the guy that we thought was Clark is Bruce Wayne.
Yay.
Batman disguised as Clark.
Yep. That is so cool. I love that. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's the last story. The super teacher.
Yes, the super
From
teacher,
Krypton.
the super teacher from Krypton, from Adventure Comics number 240, written by Edmund Hamilton, with art by John Cicala.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you see this little thing on Lois Lane?
What's that?
It tells her about Lois Lane, her occupation, hair. She's 23 years old. She looks like 35.
Well, yeah, but Yeah, it's just
She
a
weighs
little piece of filler.
121 pounds. Her ambition is to become Mrs. Superman, but the Man of Steel has other plans. Really? Who's he going to marry?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe he's just planning not to marry her.
Maybe. Yes. Oh.
So, but our next story.
Yeah. All right. So, Clark
Back in
Kent.
Smallville.
Yeah, Clark is Superboy, otherwise known as Clark Kent, and sees a spaceship and comes up. Well, it's not a spaceship; it's a robot, and he's a teacher made by his father Jor-El to teach him how to use his superpowers.
Interesting.
And that's how they teach. They use super teacher robots back in Krypton. So Jor-El's worried that his son will not use his superpowers wisely.
So when we see the robot is there to, as the rocket to Earth is sent off, and it's interesting that the robot got lost or was on its own floating in space.
Yeah.
And made its way to Krypton, or to Earth, excuse me, eventually.
Yeah, which is interesting. So, So mainly he gives Superboy test to figure out if he does well. Then he's going to have a super test at the very end, but he's not going to tell him what that is yet.
So it's these various tests of using his superpowers, like here's a big boulder, smash it or don't or whatever, you know.
Yeah, and but so he throws. The teacher smashes a big boulder, but it's made out of granite and it doesn't break, so it goes into outer space. Superboy hits his boulder and it's made of a brittle rock, and it scatters, so he punches each of them up into outer space.
Right.
And he's supposed to circle around this island, and so really fast, see how fast he is, but Superboy cannot go that. Realize if he goes too fast, it makes a vortex and will destroy the island.
Okay.
And does that all the time, and all of his tests deals with him, and he cannot complete any of them because it'll hurt somebody doing it.
Right.
So this is my favorite test, though. It's the ingenuity test.
Okay.
All right. So he has to do super feats in dress as Clark.
Right.
So Clark goes and just rips up a tree and carries a statue around, and everyone, hey,
Clark
really?
must be Superboy.
Yeah, and someone congratulates Mom and Pa Kent, and hey, I didn't know you had Superboy living with you. So he puts. Then he takes. He does all these feats. Then he takes his outfit and throws it on the robot, and it has a string attached to the statue, and it's it was with the strings. Oh, I just did it to make Lana look stupid, and everybody just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. Wow.
Clark Kent, I'll never speak to you again. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's so great. Okay.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh man, yeah, it might have been a hit of this very, very good episode. So then the teacher says, "Now you really failed all of them except for the last one. So your father said you cannot use your superpowers on Earth." And then Clark said, or Superboy says, "Well, I guess I can't do it then if my father says no." And then the teacher says, "Well, that was the last test. You passed. So I have nothing else to teach you." And he goes off into other lands to teach.
Yeah, and we never see this robot again, but he is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. So you don't have any like witty sign off on this?
No, I don't. But
that's okay.
Farewell.
Yeah. Well,